say it right now. I think Cosmic gets 2 sub 1910s, and he's going to win this whole thing.
Ooh, that is a bold prediction, and we are underway for the SMB1 Warpless tournament. We'll get these synced up. We usually get them synced up at the end of 1-1, but they are underway, and you see both runners here grabbing the mushroom. That is our first power-up that these runners are going to grab. That makes them turn big and allows them to absorb an extra hit from an enemy or take extra damage. That way, it's a little bit of safety for the Warpless run, and it'll also lead to their second power-up, which is the Fire Flower, which will be the fastest way to run this speed run here.
All right, so 365 on the timer for both runners. That is the ideal time in 1-1 with grabbing the power-up. What you're going to see these guys do with the timer is there is actually a system for you for fireworks. If you land on a 6, a 3, or a 1 in the in-game timer, you get fireworks corresponding to that 6, 3, and 1. You lose time having to wait for that animation to go through, so you will see them slow down in a few levels to avoid that 3 and that 6.
Yeah, definitely. Now you see both players grabbing the Fire Flower in 1-2, and these are some technical things to do right here. You have to jump, and while you're in midair, shoot a fireball to get those piranha plants out of the way. Otherwise, you have to slow down. You see Goofy Chocobo enter the pipe with a 352, and it takes 6 in-game seconds from exiting that pipe to reaching the flag. So he would have gotten a 346 on the timer. That 6 in the ones digit would have given him 6 fireworks. That would cost him 3 seconds. So you saw him do a bit of a slowdown on those stairs there to avoid getting a 6 in the ones digit of the timer, and LK doing the same thing. So both of these runners very close. We have them synced up pretty much. We got Goofy's timer just a little bit ahead of LK's timer on the sync. So we'll try to get that fixed there for you guys. But this is an incredibly close race so far. These runners are within a half a second of each other.
All right, so we're going to be coming into the first castle. At the end of every world, the Dash 4 is going to be a castle that has Bowser at the end of it going for it. Now, the reason that we want fire through here is not only to make the paths easier for the enemies, but also you want to get what we call a fire kill on Bowser, where you're going to hit him with the fireballs and let him just go through there, instead of what you usually see with grabbing the axe and having the bridge fall. Getting Bowser with the fire is the faster way to go on it. So over the span of the first 7 worlds, in 8-4, it's not going to matter. You're saving a couple of seconds each time down on the run.
Yep, definitely. And both runners got a 261 fire kill on Bowser. So that is very nice, and they're keeping pace with each other. We see Goofy maintains maybe the slightest of margins here over LK as they head into World 2. World 2, a little bit more technical in this 2-1. You've got more piranha plant snipes, a little bit tighter platforming. And then you got this spring here at the end. You see both runners taking the spring nice and clean. That spring can cause a little bit of difficulty at times, but no problem for these runners. They both get the perfect 345 in-game timer at the end of 2-1. Now we're heading into 2-2, our first water level of the speedrun.
Absolutely. So this is going to be a different bit of physics for you. We have 2 full levels in this game where you swim. The run button doesn't matter. You have to keep pounding on the B button, the jump button, to swim to move forward, and then you use the run to fire the fireballs here. You're going to see LK kind of take a couple bonks here. Some of the cheeps, the fish, are coming through. Gave him a bit of a bad pattern. Goofy a little bit on there. You're going to have the red cheeps, the green cheeps, and the bloopers. The red cheeps actually swim a little bit faster than the green cheeps, so predicting their path is a little bit tougher. Generally, if you know the frame rule you're on, you'll know the enemy placement. You'll see them both get through. LK a little tough there, 310. Goofy coming through ideal. 309 to grab the flag. LK getting in there, avoiding the fireworks between that 6 and the 3, and we're going to be on to 2-3 to contact.
Yeah, so we saw Goofy get a 315 on the pipe exit there. That is 1 in-game second off, but LK struggled a little bit more. He had some moments where he played it safe, which is the smart thing to do. The number one thing in a Warpless speedrun is keeping that fire flower, not dying, keeping that fire power up, because if you lose it, you're going to need to repower up not only your fire flower, but also your mushroom. In this game, when you take a hit as either Big Mario or as Big Fire Mario, you power all the way back down to Small Mario with no firepower, so you have to grab 2 power-ups. That'll cost you a lot of time. So the most important thing, keeping the fire flower. 2-3, you saw both runners just run right through. They had flying cheeps there. Both of them got nice patterns, so they didn't have to slow down for the cheeps. We saw LK a little bit of an issue on the stair, but frame rule is so lenient, he didn't lose that frame rule there. Now they're into our next castle level, 2-4.
All right, so what you saw right there is a duck jump from the elevator. If you hold down and hit jump, it actually reduces Mario's hitbox there. In order to get through those elevators optimally, you want to duck jump up through there, and you got to make sure the fireball isn't there and jump through it. It's a very reactionary part of it. It's a very tough jump to pull off this early in the run. So now we're into World 3. You're going to see some more enemies come in, some more piranha plants, the introduction of all of Mario's favorite enemy, the Hammer Bros. The first half of this game is kind of really teaching you the physics of the game, what to expect from the enemies, and kind of the layout going through here. You'll see the difficulty ramp up as we get past World 4 into World 5 coming through.
Yeah, absolutely. So 3-1, both runners making it through nice and clean. There's actually a couple Koopas there at the end of the stairs in 3-1, and you have a couple options. You can jump over that second Koopa, or you can fire flower him out of the way with your fireballs. So both runners clean through there. Now we're headed into 3-2. One of the cool things that you're going to see on Goofy's side is he's going to fireball a couple of specific enemies exactly in line with the music right here, and that is his patented strategy. So you'll see there's only 2 Goombas right here at the end, right before the stairs. Normally there are 3, but by fireballing that exact set of Koopas, which is actually exactly in line with the music, he despawns that 3rd Goomba and allows himself more room to make that jump before the stairs so he doesn't bop that Goomba or get stuck on the stairs there. Just makes it a little bit easier. It's still doable without despawning that 3rd Goomba, but it's much tighter. So Goofy found a nice strategy to clear out that 3rd Goomba there. They're heading into 3-3 now, pretty straightforward level, but I want to set up 3-4 because you're going to have in 3-4 Potaboos and fire bars, and these are dependent on the time that you enter the level, what pattern they will give you. So very often you'll see runners run with a spreadsheet telling them what the pattern will be if they make it to this level at a certain point in time. I believe Goofy Chocobo is not using the spreadsheet because he prefers not to. And you do see him take it safe here. So we can safely say, even though he's had a pretty clean run through this point, he decided to play it safe and not use the spreadsheet. LK also playing it safe, and both runners get a 2:58 on the timer. But it is possible to get a even faster time in the low 260s, 262 even, because you don't have to slow down for the Potaboos or for the fire bars if you know the pattern that's coming up there. But both runners opting to play it safe in this particular scenario.
All right, so now we're into 4-1. Takate, on a scale of 1 to 10, how difficult is 4-1 for our runners?
On a scale of 1 to 10, this is a 0. This is the easiest run in the level. You just run through. Lakitu is throwing these spinies. They're not going to hit you as long as you run through, and both runners get a perfect 340 on the timer. The only way this level becomes a little bit harder is if you decide to go for the famous flagpole glitch, which would be done in the any % run. It's too risky to do in Warpless for it only saving 0.35 seconds, so we do not see it done in Warpless races of this magnitude. Now, if a runner was comfortably ahead or comfortably behind, you might see a runner go for it as kind of memeing or for fun or for swag or showing off, but in a race this high caliber, you're not going to see these runners going for flagpole glitches.
All right, so in 4-2, our underground level, there's top route and then there's bottom route. You see both runners took bottom route. LK showing the dangers of taking bottom route, missing a couple of theirs, where top route doesn't really lose you any time, and you'll be able to avoid all that. It is a tougher jump to get to optimally, but both runners through. Goofy with the cleaner 4-2. He's opening up a gap now on LK.
Yeah, it looks like the gap is, as we watch LK's screen turn black, about 4.5 seconds. Now we're headed into 4-3. 4-3 is a special level because if you do not slow down at all in this level, and then you jump from a 2-frame window on this platform here that you see Goofy jumping from, you'll get what we call sky boots, where Mario, as you saw on Goofy's side, was 1 pixel above that block at the base of the flagpole. Being 1 pixel above the block, because Mario will accelerate off the block faster by not being resting on the block, he will save 2 frames, and that 2 frames is enough to make the next 21 frame window to save 0.35 seconds. This game only checks for level completions every 21 frames or every 0.35 seconds. So by saving those 2 frames, you make it to the next 21 frame rule window, and you save 0.35 seconds. And now we're in 4-4, a maze level. You see Goofy with a nice fire kill on Bowser, and LK takes our first hit of the match. A 3:49 on the timer, but he loses his fire flower, and that'll set him behind a little bit versus Goofy Chocobo heading into World 5.
All right, so now we're into World 5. 5-1's a bit of a breather level coming up here. We're going to explain to you why 5-2 and 5-3 are so tough. But again, a little bit more platforming. LK is really not going to be able to get power-ups. He's going to have to go for some tough grabs here coming up in 5-2 Tecates. You see both runners get through. LK is going to take the SAR for safety. That's your special star that makes you invincible and killing the enemies. Less jumping you have to do, get through there a little bit quicker. Let's talk about this bullet bill starting out in 5-2.
Yeah, in 5-2, you're going to see this early cannon here that can shoot bullet bills, and if you go really quickly through the Warpless speed run, you're usually not going to face a bullet bill shot. As you saw, Goofy Choco did not face a shot there. But with LK, he's going to have to take it safe when we see him get a bullet bill there. Luckily, he took it safe enough that he did not get hit by that bullet bill. But that can be pretty treacherous if you don't know the time at the game at which you got there. Goofy, with a clean run, figured he had a very small chance of getting that bad bullet bill shot in. LK grabs the power-up. Nicely done through the hammer burst section. Grabs that second power-up very quickly. There's lots of power-ups in 5-2. So LK back in his power-up state and gets a 337 on the timer, avoiding that 336 as Goofy's in 5-3 with lots of bullet bills.
All right, so these bullet bills, depending on where you are in your frame rule, could be absolutely random if you don't know where you are. If you know where you are, you kind of get the pattern. What you did see, though, is Goofy bop the Goomba right before that double platform shifting left to right there. You have to hit that Goomba, otherwise you're going to despawn the platform. You see LK hit the fireball on the Koopa and the Goomba to get enough enemies off screen to make sure that platform spawns. So coming into 5-4, we're in another castle. Goofy, you saw pause there. That is the world famous Roy L. Goodbar strat made by our man Roy LT, where if you wait till there's a 92 on the timer, the bars are set up absolutely perfectly for you. You see LK do it again in another certain way, and those bars are nice and beautiful to run through.
Yeah, definitely. And Goofy clean through 5-4, one of the scarier levels. He also took a nice safe ending here, as you see LK doing the same as well, because those potaboos can be a variable height. And especially with the Roy L. Goodbar strategy, you won't know the height of those potaboos. So you do want to play it safe there at the end of 5-4 if you don't know, A, the frame rule you're on, and B, if you do the Roy L. Goodbar strategy. So both runners into World 6 now, 6-1, kind of like 4-1, and that Lakitu is here, but he's not going to harm you if you run through the level. This is probably our second easiest level of the speed run. Just run through, jump on these stairs. Don't get the stair boss, the infamous stair boss where you bonk into the stairs, and you'll go through the level perfectly. You will get one firework, but that does not slow you down. One firework does not slow you down like 3 or 6 does. Now, we're in 6-2, one of the craziest levels in the speed run.
Absolutely. So you're going to see a whole bunch of piranha plants here. You're going to be seeing a lot of fireballs. These runners know exactly when to shoot and how to hit to where to land on these piranha plants. This is one of the most difficult levels to learn in the game as you're starting out. But as soon as you get it, it is beautiful. Goofy with a backwards jump, taking it safe over that Koopa. There is a chance that you can get clipped by him, lose your power up, and have to regain it coming up here in 6-3 and 6-4. But LK as well making good work through all the patterns on here. And Goofy now on to 6-3.
Yeah, 6-3, wonderful platforming level. There's a couple options. Goofy taking the top route here, which you can also go bottom route, kind of like 4-2. And then he gets a bullet bill. Easy, you just run off and you bop the bill. So no problem there for Goofy. If Mario is traveling down when he hits an enemy, Mario will win that fight. So you saw him traveling down and hit that bullet bill. Mario's going to win that fight. Excuse me, that fight with the bullet bill. Goofy getting a 355 on the timer. Sorry, 255. LK coming through. We'll see what he gets on the timer. But this is a level where you also have to slow down a little bit to avoid a 6 in the 1 digit of the timer. LK getting 254. Meanwhile, Goofy in 6-4, employing a safe strategy where he waits under that fire bar before the tunnel section. That'll set up good fire bars for 6-4. Now he's on to Bowser, where Bowser for the first time debuted the hammers. And that is a little bit tricky. Goofy had a little bit of a tricky pattern there, but clean through 6-4 for Goofy Chocobo with a 252 on the timer. Now we'll see what LK does following up.
Here's the important thing, too, in 6-4. Those hammers are just a little bit more than a nuisance. Because of the sprite overload with them spawning, there is lag in there. So if you don't get that kill on Bowser quick enough, he starts throwing the hammers, you start to lag. And we're not doing in-game timing. We are doing real timing on a timer. So that is time loss upon time loss if you get those lag frames.
Definitely. And we did see LK actually pull a few in-game seconds on Goofy Chocobo. So, approximately a second and a half he gained there in Goofy Chocobo in 6-4, closing the gap just a little bit. But Goofy with such a clean run, still not taking any damage through 7-1. As he heads into 7-2, this is a repeat of 2-2. But the issue here is more enemies, more bloopers, more cheeps, and there is the dreaded, what we call bad blooper, or this octopus or squid, whatever you want to call them. There can be one right at the end of this level before you enter the pipe that's traveling the wrong direction. It makes it a super tight window for Mario to get by without slowing down, and Goofy Chocobo takes a hit. We are kind of square one here as far as each runner taking a hit. The issue is Goofy Chocobo only has one power-up to grab between now and 8-2, and that comes in 7-3. And he's getting a tough pattern here as well. This is going to close the gap even more. LK may actually take the lead here. Goofy maintains the lead, but he is in a very vulnerable state because one hit and he is dead. This, folks, is not over. LK getting the bad blooper. He's going to have to wait out the bad blooper as well. We just saw some crazy stuff happening here in 7-2, Spork.
Absolutely, and Goofy having to wait there for a second to take a 5 on the timer. Now, 7-3, there is a mushroom, but now there's a strategy into play. Goofy is an any percent runner. For anybody who's ever seen an SMB 1 any percent, we do not get the power-ups in any percent because it is slower. Goofy is going to take the safe route on this. The question comes now, what's the strategy coming through here? Do you want to get power-ups? Do you just want to play World 8 small and take the risk? Goofy is taking it safe, grabbing that power-up.
Yeah, definitely. Goofy took the power up and he gets a 6 on the timer as well in the 1 digits at 230. He's going to fireworks. That's going to cost him 3 seconds. LK going to close the gap even more. Goofy maintaining the slimmest of margins. We see both of them on screen here flip into the castle, and Goofy in the 7-4. This is another one of our maze levels, but Goofy without the Fire Flower is going to have a slower time with Bowser because he's going to, when he touches the axe, you're going to see the bridge collapse, Bowser going to fall in the lava. All of that animation costs time. It costs around 2.5 to 3 seconds, so LK has a chance to close the gap more, maybe even take the lead. You also see Goofy's going to have to play it safe here. So you see the bridge collapse, Bowser fall in, and LK running through, getting the fire kill on Bowser, and he heads right up to Toad there. So the gap super close now between Goofy and LK, but Goofy's going to have to play it safe in 8-1 because there are no power-ups here other than a star, but there are no Fire Flower or Mushroom power-ups here, so Goofy not going to go with any percent strategies. He's going to take it safe here and not go for any of these what we call pipe jumps, which is where you actually jump off the lip of a pipe. You have a couple frame window to hit that, but if you miss that, you're going to get hit, and Goofy, in his case, would lose his big power-up, so he's playing safe strategies. LK, he's got the Fire Flower, so he can power his way through here, and we see LK closing the gap more because Goofy has to do these slowdowns. So this race, very, 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 very tight at this point.
All right, so you're going to see the last little jump here. Goofy's going to take up and over. Let's see if he's going to wait for the pipe there to spawn to get the top of the flag. Now he has to wait. He was going to get the 3 on the timer. LK with the 200, getting the optimal time. And this race is now suddenly neck and neck. This is going to come down to one mistake, folks. We've already seen hits from both of them, but let's see what happens here in 8-2.
Yeah, LK has actually taken about a second lead, maybe a couple frame rules here. And both runners now as Big Mario. We'll see Goofy forgoes. There's a power up there that he could have grabbed in 8-2. Forgoes that power up. He's going to have to do the Xerox FBBBB strategy, which is invented by our friend Xerox Fiend. This is a nice, safe strategy that's very consistent unless you get through with a 339 and even possibly a 340 on the timer. So Goofy losing about 1 in-game second to LK. Maybe another frame rule, so Goofy about a 1.5 seconds behind, but gets through that level safely. We'll see what he chooses to do in 8-3. I don't know if he has LK's stream up. He typically has not been aware of where his competition has been before, so I don't know if he's aware of where LK is now, but he challenges the Hammer Brothers, thinks about grabbing the power-up. There was a power-up above the Hammer Brothers, but he decides to go. Power on through, and this is very scary because if a Hammer Brother trolls you here, you'll be dead, so we got to see if Goofy Chocobo gets through here cleanly.
All right, absolutely beautiful through there. He doesn't have to worry about the slowdown. If you run this optimally, you will get a 243. So at some point, you're going to see him take a bonk through there intentionally just to get the 2, and it's going to come down to 8-4 Tecate. This is the most exciting part of the race right here. We're going to see some jumps. We're going to see some wrong warps here to get through the level. You got to hit certain pipes to keep advancing from room to room.
Yeah, this is a pretty intense part of the run because if this jump, and he gets it, that could cost you a few seconds and would allow Goofy Chocobo to close the gap. We see Goofy get it as well, so 2 2-frame window, you have to hit that jump. So nicely done by both runners to make that jump in a 2-frame window. LK into our swimming section. He's Big Mario. He ducks as he swims, which changes Mario's hitbox from big to small. So now the top of Mario's head is actually invulnerable. And LK making it through the water section. All he has to do is get past his Hammer Brother, the Podoboo, and Bowser, and he will be our winner. So
all
LK,
right.
through the hammers,
through.
Finishes 1935. He's going to be our winner, and Goofy a couple seconds behind with his 1939. So it says LK's timer is 1936, but he touched the axe at 1935. Goofy at 1939. LK wins by 4 seconds. A very close race, and that's why, you guys, one mistake can completely change the complexion of these runs at this high of a level. So congratulations to LK to moving on to the grand finals, and Goofy Chocobo will take home 3rd place, which does come with prize money. So congratulations to Goofy Chocobo. Spork, what do you think of that match?
Wow, that was an intense race, and it's amazing because there was really only one mistake between each runner only had one mistake, and it really boils down to where you make the mistake and to be able to recover. LK took a hit earlier. He was able to get power-ups and then maintain it for the rest of the run, where Goofy hit that wall in World 7, where he could not get fire back, and that's really ultimately what ended up costing him.
Yeah, so it looks like we have Goofy Chocobo in the waiting room. He is any moment for an interview, and there he is, the man himself, Goofy Chocobo. Goofy, unfortunately for you, you lost this one by about 4 seconds to LK. If you look at the live split timers, LK, he split a little bit late. He got a 1935. You got a 1939. I know the difference for you there was in 7-2. Talk us through that.
The dash twos, man, the dash twos. That fish, I didn't have another fireball prepped. I exhausted all my fireballs, so I couldn't do anything. I just ran right into him, and I thought, well, let's focus on recovery at this point. So yeah, I freaked out for a second, but I eventually got my composure. That sucked though, man.
No doubt. I know throughout the tournament, Goof, you have been just doing the TV. No opening other runner streams or restreams or no spreadsheets or anything like that. So I'm not sure if you were aware of where LK was. I would assume not if you continued the same strategy. But I know in 8-3, you thought about it for a second, maybe grabbing the power up. What was your thought process going through World 8? Were you going to grab the power up in 8-2 or just decide to go through it? And then I know 8-3, it looked like you thought about it for a second.
I did. I thought about grabbing the power up in 8-3, and then I thought it's got to be close. To answer your previous question, I was just looking at my CRT again, so I had no idea where LK was, didn't have the restream up. So I thought it's probably close. I've lost a lot of time. I might as well just chance it. So I went small only after I realized it's probably not worth going for the power up and just see what happens. And fortunately, I got to the axe.
Absolutely. And like we said, unfortunately, this brings your tournament to a close. You come one round short of the grand finals to meet Cosmic, our winner's bracket. How was the tournament overall for you? How was this experience?
This was a blast. This is not an upset for me at all. I've enjoyed the ride. I can take a sigh of relief now. I've put in all the energy I can. At least 4 races for the time being. So I'm very satisfied with just my progress, the progress of everybody I've raced against. And overall, just I've had a lot of fun, guys, and now it's time to rest.
There you go. And yeah, I know you've had a show consistency, and unfortunately this was your slowest run of the tournament. You posted times as fast as 1916 versus Roy LT. And before this, your slowest time was in 1933. So to have 7 races in this tournament with your worst one being in 1939, I know you have to be proud of that.
I am. I'll be honest, I was incredibly nervous. I knew that there would be a pretty good audience, and this is it. You know, this is the semifinals leading to the grand finals. So I had a lot of nerves going into this, but I felt like I kept my cool, and yeah, 1939, I'll take it, man.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things where you play such a clean run, and all the way to 7-2. I mean, incredibly clean. Very few slowdowns that weren't intended or anything like that. And it was just like you said, 2 fireballs, and you didn't have a third fireball to shoot at that fish. But other than that, I mean, an amazingly clean run. So still, you have to be proud of this 1939. Just unfortunate circumstances there in 7-2, but you've thrived under pressure, man. You are the former world record holder in SMBJ, which is the SMB2 Japanese version of this game. So many of you know it as the Lost Levels, but the FDS Famicom Disk System version. You're the former world record holder with a 758. You thrive under pressure. You've set the Luigi Warpless record in that run as well. So definitely you're amazing under pressure. And I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to follow Goofy Chocobo. Hit that follow button on Goofy Chocobo because A, one of the best Mario runners in the world, B, one of the nicest guys in the world. And I think you can see that just by interviewing Goofy here and just talking to him. He is so incredibly fun. Your stream is always hype, always friendly, always just a great time. So I just wanted to give you that plug, Goofy. And once again, congratulations on
Thank you very much, Takate. That means a lot to me, man. Especially coming from the current world record holder in Lost Levels. That means a lot. And I got a little bit lost when I was playing the Lost Levels, but I eventually found myself. But thank you both. Thank you, Takate and Spork. It's been good, man. It's been good.
Absolutely. And one last question from me, Goofy. Now that you're done with the SMB1 tournament, actually, I'm going to do 2 parts on this. First off, I want to hear your bold prediction for the finals, LK versus Cosmic. Best of 3. Whoever wins 2 gets to go on this. I want to hear who you've got for the winner first. And then I want to hear what's up next for you. What are you doing after this SMB1 tournament?
All right, so they can both win 1 each, and then somebody has to win the 3rd time, right? That's how it plays out?
Yes.
That's what I'm hoping for. We want to see all the matches. That'd be great.
Here's what I'm thinking, guys. Here's what I'm thinking. I think that LK will win the 1st round. Cosmic will come back, and then Cosmic will take it.
Ooh, I love the bold prediction right there,
spicy.
guys.
Yeah, I like it.
Guys,
LK's with that match under his belt right now, LK might be in the groove. So I like that prediction, Guy.
I think he's in the groove, yeah.
Get your bold predictions out in chat too. We want to see this. I'm following along. I'm seeing how all you guys are doing. What up, Bax? What up, Vroxu? What's going on? Thanks for showing Follow the Runners. Chancinator, what's going on? Unphantasma, Supersonic's in here as well, guys.
Yeah, we've got a lot of the big SMB names in chat. And guys, we're looking forward to an amazing final. Goofy, once again, 3rd place. You take home some prize money. That's got to be a little bit exciting, right?
It is, man. In top 3, I mean, that's what I strive for in any SMB category or any speedrun for that matter. I mean, top 3 is huge. So, yeah, man, I'll take it.
There you have it. Well, I'm out of questions. Sport, you got any other thing for Goofy? Let him go catch the finals in style.
That's absolutely going to do it for me as far as questions go. Again, Goofy, congratulations. Great job. You had a fantastic tournament. It's been a blast to watch and call your races. If anybody's been deserving of a front page race, it is definitely you, sir.
I appreciate that, Spork. It's been fun, and appreciate you guys doing what you do.
No doubt. And one last thing, Goofy, what do you got on your agenda as far as speedruns and streams?
I'd like to get a 1905. That's probably the cutoff for me. 1904 I would take. But yeah, I'd like to get a 1905 in Warpless at some point here in the next few weeks. And also I'd want to return to Child of Light. It is an incredible indie RPG game that more people should play. And I'm going to be playing that a little bit on the side. So yeah, that's it.
Alrighty, that'll do it for Goofy Chocobo. Congratulations again. Place overall finish in the tournament. You had an amazing run, and we'll let you back enjoy the rest of your weekend and the grand finals. But GG's once again, my friend.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Have a good one, Goofy.
You too.
So, Takate, let's move on now. We have the grand finals of the Super Mario Bros. Warpless tournament for 2019. Cosmic versus LK, the #1 overall seed, world record holder, sub-19 running, most clutch gamer alive, Cosmic, going up against the 10 seed, LK, coming off a hot win here against Goofy Chocobo.
Yeah, I mean, this is the grand final. This is what all those you may have missed the pregame. This grand finals is a best of 3, just one single best of 3. So the first one to 2 wins will take this. So we're going to be cutting out for about 60 seconds. We're going to take a couple minute break here, actually about 2-minute break here, and then we'll be right back with analysis of the grand finals. But this is going to be a best of 3. So we're going to cut our mics here, and we'll be back joining you here in about, let's say 120 or 180 seconds.
All right, hang tight, guys. I miss you already.